Welcome to another exciting year of Titan basketball. The academic year kicked off a few weeks ago with another record-breaking number of student athletes here in the Titan Athletics program. But today we are celebrating the tip-off of another exciting year in Titan basketball. So coming off an outstanding season for both our men's and women's basketball programs last year, I know that the student athletes are anxious and excited to take the floor later tonight for the first official day of practice. We've had many tremendous improvements since we were all here together last year. Some of them you can clearly see on campus, and some of them are still underway. One of the biggest changes on campus this year is the opening of our new Student Fitness Center on campus. That opened in September, complete with 2 new basketball courts, an elevated running track, a smoothie bar and lounge area, along with a student weight room. The new facility has allowed us to reallocate space within Callahan Hall, and currently I am pleased to announce that our new student athlete weight room is under construction and will be ready for use in late November. This new facility will more than triple the size of our current weight room. It'll include all new racks and weights, and we'll have a state-of-the-art turf bay area for conditioning. It'll be a top-rate facility that'll provide a tremendous improvement for all of our student athletes in the strength and conditioning program. I'm also pleased to announce today and talk a little bit about our basketball TV package this year. At this time, we have scheduled more TV games on the ESPN platform than we had scheduled for the regular season last year, with 8, and a possibility to add several more, up to 12. We are also still finalizing our local TV package, and we will have 1 to 2 games on WADL local as part of the Horizon League Game of the Week. And we're also finalizing our Fox Sports Net Detroit package, and that will include several games, but including our homecoming game on January 19th versus UIC. Additionally, behind the scenes all-access TV show, the Detroit Titan Court Report, will begin airing on Fox Sports Detroit in November, with the first episode featuring the history of Titan basketball, a documentary that was produced for the Titan Legends and Traditions weekend that took place a couple weeks ago. We will have 6 episodes this year on Fox Sports Detroit, which will be aired locally as well as nationally. But besides basketball, our student athletes don't just get it done on the court, they're excellent in the classroom as well. All of our senior basketball student athletes received their diplomas last year. The latest APR report showcased a perfect APR score of 1,000, with both 100% graduation rate and a 100% retention rate for men's basketball, and the women's basketball had a 100% graduation rate as well. In addition to academics and athletics, our basketball teams are involved in many community outreach, service, and leadership initiatives. They hosted a special needs basketball camp in conjunction with our Titan Club this past summer. They're involved with reading programs through the elementary schools in the area. They conducted a youth clinic just a few weeks ago in conjunction with the Titan Legends and Traditions weekend, and they've been involved in many more community outreach and service initiatives. So with all the great things our student athletes are doing and are going to do and continue to do this year, I want to thank you for attending today's Media Day and hope that you can join us this evening for our first official practice and tip-off, and to simply say, go Titans. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to bring up Bill Benner from the Horizon League. He is the Senior Associate Commissioner for the Horizon League, and he is going to share some information regarding the Horizon League and Titan basketball. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Carrie. It's great to be here representing Commissioner John LeCrone, who unfortunately couldn't make it because he's traveling today. But we're looking forward to a great year both in men's and women's basketball. On the men's side, it should be interesting to note that we are the only Division I conference that has all 5 of its first league performers returning from last year. And so we were a young league last year, and now as some of those youngsters come back with another year under their belts, we're looking forward to a great and very, very competitive year. We also think that our conference from top to bottom, 1 through 9, will be as strong as it's been in a number of years, because some of the programs that have been struggling are really starting to turn it around, including our two schools in Chicago. We're also delighted about some of the schedule enhancements. Valpo is going to be playing New Mexico, St. Louis, Murray State. Green Bay is going to host Marquette. They're going to go to Nevada, Wisconsin, and Virginia. And of course, the Titans are going to have Miami, Syracuse, and Pitt. Autumn's program has Michigan, Penn State, and South Florida among the non-conference. So that's where we need to be. We need to be in those venues. We need to be in those arenas, and we need to be knocking off those kinds of programs. We did have a membership reduction from last year. I should note that Butler was the 5th seeded team last year coming out of the Horizon League. So we think that our basketball brand is still very, very strong. We wish the Bulldogs well, but we're excited about what we have returning. And again, over the last couple of years, we've seen any number of programs emerge, Detroit being a prime example with their championship last year. And Milwaukee was our regular season champion 2 years ago. Valpo was our regular season champion last year. Cleveland State has been on top of our standings at one point or another the last couple of years. So has Milwaukee. So we are anything but a one-team league. We have great balance. This year, Detroit, despite losing some good nucleus, still picked to finish second in our league. And I know that's one notch below where Ray wants them to get. And then on Autumn's side, Green Bay's always been the gold standard in women's basketball, but Autumn's team is now picking up first place votes and has picked overall to finish second in the Horizon League in the preseason. So again, it's anything but one team on either side of that ledger. We are also doing some other things. Just last Monday and Tuesday in Chicago, we held a media day for all of our schools, brought in both the men's and women's coaches and student athletes, men and women student athletes. It was a big success, and we think that's another step that we're taking forward. We're expanding in the area of social media, of which I know nothing, but the young guys in our office tell me that we've got this thing called Lodestone that will enable us to be far more socially interactive on Facebook and Twitter and all those areas, so we're excited about that. A big announcement that we made, the athletic directors approved high definition on our Horizon League network, so all of our championships and games will be streamed in HD over the course of the next about month or so as the equipment arrives and gets installed on our campuses. So we're really excited about that. We will have, for the first time, instant replay capabilities in all of our men's and women's venues, and so that is all really good stuff. I do want to say, just to point out something, and Carrie talked about the great academic success rate that's being experienced here at Detroit. It's always great. The best part of my job is being around the student athletes. Ray's son, Ray, was in Indianapolis. He's part of our student athlete advisory committee. He was in Indianapolis with the rest of the SAC members in July, and we went and had a service component with the Special Olympics, and Ray was just extraordinary. And so I've had the opportunity to see this young man in any number of settings away from basketball, and he's so poised that it's and just polished, and just a great representative of Detroit and Titan basketball. And then on the women's side, and Autumn will tell you this, we had Sharita in last week, and of course she's got this wonderful personality, and we were doing a public service announcement where we wanted to use the words toughness and grit and determination, and we couldn't get her to say that without a big smile on her face, and we kept saying, "No, toughness, Sharita, toughness," and toughness. So she's just great, and so we so enjoyed her. I also want to say, on a personal side, I kind of measure how old I am by watching this guy right here, Ray, because I'm an old sports writer from Indianapolis, And so I covered Ray when he was in high school and college, and now we've come full circle where I'm hanging around his kid, and so that really makes me feel a little bit. Ray, I'm so proud of your success here, and I hope you keep it going. And Autumn, I know you're going to make more big strides here with Titan basketball. So thanks for having me here today, and let's get the season going.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Now I just want to introduce our head women's basketball coach, Autumn Rademacher, and she'll do a preview of the upcoming season that everyone's looking forward to hearing from.
Sounds good. Well, Bill, as long as the Horizon League continues to let me vote, we will have a first place vote. All right? We did have another straggler. There was a total of 2. So that's just the way it's going to be. I feel like if you don't think your team's going to end up number 1 in the conference, I mean, what kind of message are you sending them? That's just my own opinion. So anyway, Titan women's basketball, I think that early on you're looking for signs from above, what kind of team you're going to have, who's going to step up for you, who are going to be key components, who did the job over the summer, and what values are you going to have? What is your team going to stand for? So we got it early, actually. We got ours early in the fact that we did a little exercise. We had a whole week of conditioning and individuals, and they worked really hard. However, I did a spot check in the locker room, and the spot check is we don't want to have things on the floor. So our graduate managers, they found 31 pieces of either towels, shoes, socks, whatever it was, on the floor. Okay? So 31. So what the deal is, for as many items that we find on the floor, you're going to go ahead and run it down a bag. So that's 31 down in bags. Okay? So anyway, apparently I was in a good mood that day. Not really sure why. Maybe because they have been working their tails off. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit of a contest. So what we did is we had our manager, these little pieces of paper. She had 1 through 31. You know, put it together and we put it in a hat. So we had 31 pieces of paper, and what was going to happen is someone was going to draw, and whatever number they drew, that's how many down and backs we were going to do. So anyway, like I said, I'm not really sure. Maybe I got a front row parking spot here at Callahan. I was in a good mood. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make 8 zeros on a piece of paper. And along with those 8 zeros are going to be questions. So if they get the question right, we'll go ahead and put a 0 in the box. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? All right. So they answered 6 out of the 8 questions right. So that means there's 6 zeros along with the 1 through 31. So I took the other 2 zeros they got wrong, which, listen, Arnie goes to doggy daycare. He doesn't go to my parents' house when we go on road trips. So they got that one wrong. So anyway, so I got these zeros in my pocket. Believe me, it's relevant. So anyway, so we said, okay, who wants to draw the number? Of course, Sharita's standing right there. So she says, I'll draw the number. I got it. Of course, Sharita's the, number 5 in the nation, freshman star. She steps up. I got this. I got this. So she steps in there, and she proceeds to pull. Wrong one. And I can't help but react because she couldn't look at it. So she takes it and she hands it to me, and I look and I say, oh. And they're like, oh no. She said, what is it? It's a 27. Okay, so they got 27 down and backs, and they're like double or nothing. I said, all right. So Sharita goes in again. So she pulls this number out. I said, you don't get to look at it. You got to give it to me first. So I open it up. Let's see if I can open this up. I carry them with me, just so you know. It's a reminder of my story. Ooh. I said, oh, we got a 22, right? So at that point in time, they're always trying to negotiate. Sharita will work for Priceline by the time she's done with school, because she is the queen negotiator with me, rightfully so. We want to watch a movie on the bus, send Sharita. Anyway, so at that point in time, Yarshak breaks from the back of the group and says, I'm a senior. I got it. Okay? I got it. So anyway, she goes up there and she pulls it out. And I said, can't look at it. Can't look at it. I said, give it to me. So at this point in time, I'm ready to put them out of their misery. I'm not even going to look at it. I turn over here and I cheated. I cheated. I said, it's a 0, right? The place goes nuts, right? Place goes nuts. They're all happy, jumping up and down. So I proceed to take this number, slip it in my right pocket, don't know what it is, pull out one of the zeros in this one, do a little switcheroo so they could see the proof that it was a 0, okay? So I cheated. Because I thought they had a great week, and I was like, I don't want to make them run 31 down and back. Are you crazy? So anyway, everyone's happy. We have a great session, and we're talking, and everyone's just in a great mood going over the weekend. So about an hour later, I'm up in my office, and I said, you know what? I'm just curious what that number was. Oh, not too hard to figure out, kids. What do you think it was? It was a 0. Okay? So at that point in time, that was my sign that said, I don't need to cheat for these girls, right? I don't need to cheat for them. Especially, it was Yar, our senior, who stepped up, and she pulled out that 0. So that taught me a lesson at that point in time that, I need to have faith in these kids and this team who has lost 2 starters that played 40 minutes in the guard spot. Very excited about, Yar coming back for her 5th year as a senior. Obviously, Sharita having the year that she did. She's also added a step back 3 and has developed her right hand. So she's got a counter to everyone sitting on her left hand. Pretty excited to watch when that kid's coming down and draining the threes on your in secondary at the trail spot. Okay, so our other kids, as far as perimeter goes, what are we going to do? We're going to rely on a lot of they will not be experienced. A lot of freshmen. So we've had a lot of freshmen in our lineups in practice. We were able to start just a little bit earlier, so we have an idea. Our point guard spot has not been solidified, but we do have a pretty good idea, and we also have some kids that have come back ready to go. That, as we asked in the preseason, nobody would know who you were. So I'm excited to bring a team that has a lot of new faces, a lot of old faces, a lot that are experienced. I do appreciate the second place preseason vote. We're hoping to go ahead and, at the end of the year, be the last one standing. I feel like the conference is wide open. So those are our plans. But I will tell you that, like I said, I haven't lost a night of sleep knowing that I need to have faith in these kids and that we're going to be able to rely on our senior leadership to get us through the year. And no more runner-up. Our expectations are a lot higher. They got a taste of it. There's all kinds of pictures and rings displaying what the men have done, and I certainly know that we would like to be a part of that too. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Autumn. Now I know if I ever need to draw a number from my hat, who to look to.
Exactly.
Without further ado, I'll just bring on our men's basketball head coach, Ray McCallum, give a little preview. It might be hard to follow that, but we can build off of looking forward to a good season. Ray McCallum.
Good afternoon, everyone. I first want to thank Bill for being here and representing the Horizon League. We really appreciate it. And when I see you, Bill, I have great memories. You take me back to the good old days in championships. So it's good to see you. I also like to extend to Autumn congratulations for, I know it's not where you want to be, but being selected second in the conference. And it's a tribute to you and where your program is. So congratulations to you and in your pursuit of and best wishes for a championship this year. It's great to see this turnout today. We're excited. I mean, for us, it's been a long off season as we approach this weekend and tonight with our Friday night tip-off with the Titans and into our practices tomorrow. Our guys, I can say the same thing as Autumn said. It's been a great fall camp, is what we're calling it. Our guys have really invested. It started in the off season, putting in a lot of work in the weight room and playing a lot of pickup basketball. For you who don't know, this was the first summer that the NCAA allowed us to work with our players. So we've been able to work 2 hours a week with our young men starting back second summer session. And, you know, it gives us an idea of what we're working with, strengths and weaknesses with this new basketball team. So that's really been good for us. I think for us, as Bill said, we were in Chicago a few days ago with all the coaches and players representing their university and their program. When you get in that setting, it's just a reminder, just, you know, it's time to get going. And from that, with us being selected second behind Valpo, for you who don't know, Valpo was a unanimous selection. I think they had 40 of the 44 first place votes. So that tells you, you know, how they're thought of, and that's voted upon by the coaches and the media. So that tells you they have a very, very strong team returning. But for us, the Titans to be selected second is something that is a sign of respect and growth. Because I stood before you 4 years ago, and we were on the bottom of the Horizon League. To have climbed to the championship level a year ago, I mean, that was our goal, to become Horizon League champions. And to have that achieved was very, very special, and something that it's all about in basketball and athletics. You set goals. We're really, really proud of that. I think it's brought a lot of recognition, a lot of pride to our program and to our university, and respect. We all want respect, and I felt like we earned it. The thing, as the basketball coach here, I'm proud of the championship, but as Carrie mentioned, I'm proud of our seniors graduating. I'm proud to say that we can stand before you and we had 1,000 APR, which guys that were supposed to be eligible and ready to go got the job done. The guys that were supposed to graduate got the job done. And that's what the university's mission is all about. And I think it's just a confirmation on what we're all about as a basketball program, and then also as a university. So we want to be the top of the Horizon League, and this year presents a great challenge. It's a different role for us because we've always been the Hunted. And when I came into this league, I said we want to be where Butler is. Many of you remember. I don't know. There's no problem mentioning Butler, is it, Bill? I know they're long gone, but they were the marquee program. They were the face. Let's face it. What they accomplished, you know, it's our dream as basketball coaches and players. And so the different position is we're the defending Horizon League tournament champions. And having this championship ring is something that I want for our new players to have. And, you know, we've talked about back-to-back, which is a great challenge for us. But we, after experience last year, we want to get back there. And I think looking at this year's team, you've got two seniors in Doug Anderson, who started for us last year at the 4 spot. A tremendous athlete, has had a great off season. I know he was a human highlight for us last year and provided a lot of exciting plays, whether it be a block shot or a big time dunk. So Doug's had a great off season, and we expect for him to play at a high level this year. Many of you are probably wondering about Nick Minerath. Nick is cleared for contact and practice, and has had a great off season and worked extremely hard, and is on pace to start the season and be ready to go. With those two young men being the seniors, you've heard our team last year talk about we wanted to get it done for the seniors. I think these two guys, this team will feel the same way about trying to achieve a championship for these two young men. We need them to play big roles as not only basketball players in rebounding, defending, and blocking shots and scoring, but being leaders. And I think we've got two guys in our senior class to lead us. From there, we've got Jason Calise, who as a sophomore really finished the season strong, and I think a big key is Jason's being healthy. He got healthy down the stretch of the season and made the all-tournament team, had a tremendous Horizon League tournament. So we've got him back as a junior with experience, playing his best basketball of the year, and he'll be ready to go. The next player returning, Ray, as Bill said, little Ray, he's back as a junior and has really grown as a leader, as a point guard, and really figured out down the stretch what he had to do to lead this team and to the championship level. So those 4 guys are going to be counted upon every day in practice, off the floor, during games, to really set the tone for this coming season. I also like to add that we've got Evan Brunsma back as an upperclassman, as a junior, who played a key role off the bench for us, and we need his experience. And as an upperclassman, we're expecting him to have a good year. P.J. Boutte was a freshman last year, a sophomore point guard, and you've all seen it. The best thing about freshmen, they become sophomores, and you can say that with the way Jason and Ray ended the season. So we're excited about P.J. coming in as a sophomore. The other young man that was with us last year that set out, that will play as a sophomore this year, is Juwan Howard Jr. The last 2 months he's been outstanding. In the off season, he's put in as much time as anyone in the gym. And for you who've been around and follow him, I think you're going to see a young man that has really grown up and changed his body, and is going to be a big key to our success as a sophomore. He's 6'6", about 210 pounds right now, so he's going to be accounted upon. It starts with our returning guys for us, laying the foundation every day in practice and having gone through a championship run. So we're going to be counting on them daily. Our newcomers, we'll start with the junior class. If you've looked at our roster, you probably have it in front of you. Some of the names are hard to pronounce, so we've kind of given them nicknames. And the first young man is NJ. He's 6'10", about 230 pounds, and just a fine young man, an outstanding student that is going to provide a physical presence around the basket. We need him to run the floor and block shots, be a big-time post defender for us. The next young man is Illumide, 6'11", about 240. Same thing, a fine young man, outstanding student. We need him to be a force in the middle in terms of defensive presence, blocking shots, rebounding, doing a lot of the little things to pin our opponent's 5 men. The next young man is Jermaine Lippert, 6'8", 230. He's from Germany. The other 2 young men are from Lagos. And we need Jermaine with his big body to give us a physical presence. I think he's an inside-outside player that should be a factor for us on the front line. We've got a lot of bodies on the front line that we're going to need this year, losing the outstanding players that we lost a year ago, and LaMarcus Lowe and Eli Holman and Chase Simon and Donovan Foster. From there, we've got 2 freshmen. Anton Wilson from Flint. A lot of you guys probably saw him play. A 6'5", 6'6" wing, outstanding 3-point shooter. That's a freshman for us. And then Gabe DeSantos is a freshman from Miami, Florida. Is a combo guard for us. So those are our newcomers. We also have a young man that is sitting out, Carlton Brundage. From Southfield High School, that will be practicing with us this year, and will have 3 years of eligibility. That's our team. That's our roster. I would like to add, and as Bill mentioned, the Horizon League is a very well-respected league. As we go around the country in the summertime and around coaches, A lot of people saw our championship game. A lot of people saw us on TV and exposure and recognized direction our program is going to. We feel great about that. But we also understand, having reached postseason, we want to put ourselves in position for postseason play. I mean, that's every program's goal and dream. And what you've seen with our non-conference schedule, I think is one of the most challenging anywhere, especially in our conference and the level that being a mid-major program that we're playing at. When you're talking about playing at St. John's, your second game in the Big East, I mean, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. When you talk about going to Miami, Florida, Thanksgiving weekend, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. I think they're picked in the top 4 in the ACC. When you talk about going to Pittsburgh on December the 1st, you're talking about a team has had as many or more wins in the Big East as anyone over the last 10 years. And you talk about going to Syracuse, you're talking about a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament 2 out of the last 3 years or so. And then we're going to Bowling Green. That's going to be a challenge. And then when you talk about your home games, we open up Northern Michigan on November the 9th. Then we come back home. We have Drake on November the 17th, a team that was in postseason. And then the other team is Akron. Akron is a team that will probably be picked first or second, has averaged 23 wins over the last 7 or 8 years in the Mid-American Conference, with pro prospects coming in here. So I think we counted 14 teams that were in postseason last year. But that's what players want. That's the kind of challenge coaches want. We know by playing these good schedules the last few years has really helped elevate our game and elevate our program. And so that's the formula that we're using. That's our philosophy as we move forward into this 2012-13 season. Thanks for being here, and we'll go down the floor. You have access to our players and answer your questions on the season. Thank you.